Next, I am pleased to introduce the creator of the first book on the Pixel+Ink inaugural list. Richard Fairgray is the comic artist behind the spine-tingling graphic novel Black Sand Beach. And Richard is going to say hi to us. Over to you, Richard.
There, now I've unmuted myself because I'm very clever and good at technology. Hi everyone, I'm Richard Fairgray. I'm the author and illustrator on Black Sand Beach. It's a middle grade horror series because it's the thing I've been obsessed with my entire life. Since I was a very small child, all I wanted to do was grow up to be a ghost. Ghosts have the most fun, they can play the most tricks, you can sneak up on people. The downside is you can't go down a slide when you're a ghost because you would obviously fall right through. But you know, you got to have some trade-off, right? Nothing is perfect. Being a ghost might be perfect if you could perfect the slide thing. That really is the only downside to ghost stuff. My real goal would be to be a ghost with unfinished pleasure rather than business, so that I wouldn't have to work once I do, you know, inevitably die. I am in the middle of a massive, insane life transition right now because I don't know if you guys know this, there is a pandemic. There is some lockdown things going on and some big governmental changes. And as a result of this, my visa to live and work in the United States has been taken away just in the snap of a finger. And rather than get it renewed, I instead had to flee the country to Canada to where my other house is with my husband. So that happened a little under 2 weeks ago. I did break quarantine to go and get wine for tonight. I did buy New Zealand wine in honor of the fact that I was born and raised there, and also where the true inspiration for Black Sand Beach came from. So I apologize. I will take you on a studio tour, but it will just be a tour of the room where I wrote the first book, rather than where I actually drew it. It's where I'm drawing now, but none of my stuff has arrived yet. So you do not get to see any of my really cool, charming stuff like gold monkey lamps. Instead, you just get to meet my best friend, Nigel. He's a plastic skeleton. He doesn't have feelings. You can make fun of him for his terrible Sesame Street t-shirt. So Black Sand Beach, horror series, loosely inspired by my childhood. As a kid, my aunt and my father built this terrible house. And I mean, like, legitimately, just like, you know, when you see a picture of a builder, just a cartoon of a builder, I want you to imagine that 100% opposite of that. That is my father and my aunt. So when they built this house together, it was kind of garbage. But that didn't stop them from making all of us go there for family vacations every summer. This would have been terrible because there was only a 14-inch screen TV that only received one channel in black and white. And there were no books in the house because certain members of my family are not like super keen on reading. We did have one magazine that featured a photo, I think it was like 12 pages of photographs of Pamela Anderson's wedding. So that's the literary level that we're at, okay? So I would spend my time escaping. And I find that 8 miles away, down the end of the peninsula, is the oldest lighthouse in New Zealand. If you want to look it up, it's the Potu Peninsula, P-O-T-U, very easy, in the Kaipara Harbor, K-A-I-P-A-R-A, I think. Oldest lighthouse in New Zealand. Never worked super well, so lots and lots of people died there, which, you know, sucks for them, super fun for me, because it meant there was a haunted lighthouse where I had to spend my summers. I don't remember this first part happening, but apparently the first time I went into the lighthouse, I walked in, stopped speaking, closed my eyes, turned around and walked out. What I remember is waking up like 60 feet away in the sand with no memory of ever being in the lighthouse at all. The next time I was there, we had to stay overnight because we got trapped by the ocean. And when there were woods there you could go back through, but they were like super full of booby traps that someone, I don't know, maybe Richard had dug to stop people driving their 4-wheel drives through the woods. So we were stuck in the lighthouse, me, my sister, my cousins, and I wake up in the night and the light is on. Now, this lighthouse had been decommissioned over a century ago, okay? As I mentioned, not a good lighthouse. I can see people are saying things in chat, but I do want to say I'm 100% like blind in this eye. It's just fully dead, and this one's not great, so I can just tell chat is happening. So if anyone is sending me like a message being like, Richard, stop talking about haunted lighthouses, very sorry, not going to happen. Anyway, so I'm there, I wake up, the light is on, everything's going terribly. I'm freaking out. I'm super excited. Finally gonna meet a ghost, gonna make a new best friend. Walk up the stairs. The light is shining out over the ocean. Every person who ever died in the shipwreck is crawling out of the ocean, screaming at me for turning off the light. This was the big inspiration for this thing. That was my thing to say that I'm gonna start stopping. So let me give you a very quick tour of my studio. That is where I wrote the book. This room was built, well, it wasn't built. This room was rebuilt or re-renovated something because 2 years ago we had a Halloween wedding and I built a haunted house for everyone to go through to explain the mystery of how Nigel, that guy there, killed me and my husband. So basically here is what is now my writing and drawing desk. These are the kinds of drawings you will see in Black Sand Beach. There's a monster. Now that's a super detailed monster that took about 18 hours to ink, but that's from book 2, but it's all I have with me. What I have done since I got here, because I'm kind of a workaholic, are these, which are some dope pictures from a new collection of short horror stories that no one has seen until you guys. There's a cool picture of a monster in the light, and there's a cool picture of someone's face melting off of their hand. You know, it's all this kind of stuff. So that's me. That's who I am. I hope I didn't talk too fast. I hope it all made sense. And thank you all so very much. I was trying to look for a button to push to end it, but I realized I don't have to do that. Someone else is in charge.